Hey y'all, thanks for coming back to watch another video. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel and this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I tell stories, I do archery, I do camping, I do primitive fire, just whatever pops into my head, I might go make a video on it. So if you like that kind of content, maybe give this story video a chance, hit the like button, subscribe. Now that we've got all that out of the way, I want to tell y'all a story about the night a bank robber showed up at my front door. No kidding. This is a Trailerhood story. So if you want to hear this story from the Trailerhood, stick through the intro. Let's go.
There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home, where I belong.
All right, thanks to everybody that stuck through the intro to listen to the story. Now, I don't think I can really stretch this story out too far, but it is a pretty good story because it's one of those things that just doesn't normally happen. All right, it's not very often someone who just robbed a bank shows up at your door. The story starts out, I gotta let you guys know, I'm a bit of a night owl, have been pretty much my whole life. So I'm always up late. I used to play a lot of PlayStation and talk on CB radio. Well, I would always have the CB going if I was on my PlayStation. And I also had a digital scanner. And I had external speakers, plug-in speakers for my CB and my scanner. And they were screwed to the bottom with the mounting brackets right to the bottom of my coffee table. That way, when I was playing Call of Duty, I got my headphones on and whatnot, but I could turn them speakers up a little bit, right? So they was kind of facing me from below. And I could turn everything up, my CB and my scanner, and while I'm playing my game, if something was happening or was going on, I could still hear that, and then I could pause my game, or as soon as our match was over or whatever, I could go talk on the radio or listen to the scanner. Okay, so for about, I don't know, maybe a couple months, there had been these little bank robberies. So someone was going to like little bitty towns and robbing their banks, but they were like small towns. There wouldn't be no cops or nothing, you know. Well, there was county cops and state troopers, but them guys was so far away that by the time the cops showed up, bank robbers long gone, okay? And I was hearing them on my scanner. And everybody on the radio, the CB, they was talking about these bank robberies and they ever going to catch this bank robber. Nobody knows what he looks like. Nobody knows what he's driving. So one night I'm sitting there playing my game. Everything's running. And I hear my scanner kick on that the one of the small banks in our little town had just been robbed. And so I'm like, what the heck? So I tell the guys up. So I play with a bunch of guys in Canada. There's a couple guys from the U.S., but we had our own team. So I tell them what's up. So I go take my guy on the Call of Duty. I run my guy over and I hide him in the tall weeds so nobody will see him. I was a sniper anyway, so I already had that sniper camo. And anyways, I hid my guy, put my controller down, took my headphones off, and I'm listening to the scanner. So they're looking for this guy. He's got away. He's left, but they're looking for him. So I'm listening to the scanner, and they're spotting them here and there, and I could tell that they didn't spot them in half the places. Them guys was excited, you know what I mean? They was seeing stuff wasn't there, but because I was hearing it on the radio, like, he's over here, no, he's over here. it's like, yeah, okay. But anyways, while I'm sitting here listening to this on the scanner and they're trying to find this guy, I had recently bought a porch light, new porch light, but it had a security camera in it. And I had that security camera hooked up to a little tiny flat screen right by my door. So when I was on my couch, I'm looking at my TV, and then there's my security camera TV right beside my big TV, so I could see it in my peripheral at all times. Well, I see something go through, run past it, right? I'm like, what? Oh, and this thing is not hooked up to any kind of recording device. It's just so I can see it. What's going on outside when I've got my scanner and my CB and my headphones are going, you know what I mean? It's good to have a visual of something that's at your front door because you're definitely not going to hear it. So, anyways, that's why I had it. I see something streak across my front porch, just real quick. I was like, what the heck was that? You know, and I'm looking. And so now I'm focused on this little TV screen because I don't know if it was a police officer or somebody in the trailer hood running, because people around there get all messed up and just start running around. I mean, this is the trailer hood. You know? You never knew what was going to come flying out of somebody's trailer. And that's a true story. So I don't know what I seen yet, but I'm watching the screen, and then all of a sudden here comes something back. But this time it ran straight up my porch. I was like, oh crap. So I jumped up, and it was a person. Now this person, my TV screen's black and white. So telling what color this person's clothes are, I couldn't tell if his coat was black, blue, purple, green. You know what I mean? He didn't have no face mask on or nothing. So bank robber did not even cross my mind. So I jumped up and I opened the door. I'm like, hey man, can I help you? What's up? He's like, hey man, you need to let me in. I'm like, who are you, dude? I don't even know who you are, man. He's like, you need to let me in. You need to let me in. I'm running from the cops. I was like, whoa, I said, what do you mean you're running from the cops? And the whole time I'm not letting this dude in, right? To be honest with you guys, I was a little bit bigger than him. So, so I don't think he's too confident about trying to push his way through. Because I'm pretty sure he knew it wasn't going to work out. He's going to end up getting caught if he got tied up with me, I guarantee you. But anyways, he stood there and he goes, seriously, I need somewhere to hide. Where can I hide? I was like, man, what did you do? I already knew what he did. He said, I robbed the bank. I mean, this guy looked me dead in the eye. He said, I robbed the bank. I'm trying to get away. I was like, man, I don't know what to tell you, but you ain't coming in my house. I said, I got children in here. My wife's in here. I said, no way, dude. You got to kick rocks and make them spark. You know what I mean? You got to go. Boom, shut the door. Shut the door right in his face. He's just standing there. So he runs downstairs, because now I'm just standing at the door watching my screen. Watching him. He runs down. I got a camper right across. So he runs down my driveway. Right across the road from my driveway is this big oak tree, and I got my bow target. I got one of them square steel hangers. Buddy of mine made, who's a welder, made it for me for hanging bag targets, and then my smokers are down there on one side of the target, and then I got a camper, 14-footer, my deer hunting camper, and it's parked there. Oh, and I had a V bottom, aluminum V bottom boat on a trailer right there too. Yep, yeah. So he takes off running towards my camper and my boat, and I'm watching him. I'm like, "What's he doing?" Well, to me, it looked like he ran right past him. Right, I thought he ran right, just booked it right past him. So I was like, "Oh man, he's running out in the field." So there's the trailer hood, and then there's this big field that the Ozark Airport owned. Right, it was this real old farm, like century farm. There's actual recorded Civil War battles that happened in this field. No kidding. Right there. Okay, so skirmishes, not battles. Civil War skirmishes where it was like, a handful of the blue and a handful of the gray. They kind of got into it. It was on the way to the battle at Wilson Creek. That's it. So these were like places where little groups of soldiers got into fights, you know, like real battle fights, but there wasn't like big fight. It was just little battles in this field. It happened in this field. So, anyways, this field was owned by the city. And there's something gnarly about the field, which it really wouldn't be a whole story, but so they would spray this field with waste from the sewer plant. Now, they said this waste was refined, but it didn't smell refined. Long story short, I got footage with my Sony Handycam, the same one I used to make beaver trapping videos with, and can't find none of the tapes. But I went out there when the truck was out there, walked out there, and like just videoed the truck, the driver, what it was spraying out. Got in right behind the truck, videoed all the stuff. You guys, you wouldn't believe. This was definitely not treated in any way at all. There's hypodermic needles and everything you can think of people would flush was getting sprayed on this field. But the worst part about this is this field was a hilltop and it ran right down into the trailer hood. So we had little children running around everywhere. This was bad, toxic. So anyways, I threatened them with sending the tapes into all the news channels. News to say, they quit spraying that field, you guys. That stopped pretty quick. But the point is, that guy, I thought he started running across that field. And so this is before I got him to stop spraying it. So this field is gnarly. I mean, it's got stuff out there that was glowing at night. You know what I mean? You just look out there, be random stuff glowing. Okay? You did not want to run across this field. Well, I thought that's where he went. So I just went and sat back down. And I was kind of laughing about it. I'm thinking, man, I hope he don't fall down. He's going to get hepatitis and herpes and all kinds of stuff. So if he falls, he's going to wish he never ran. That's all I got to say about that. So I get back on my game, right? And I start telling everybody, man, you guys ain't going to believe what just happened. You know the bank robber that's been going around robbing all these little banks? I'm like, you know about the bank robber? And they're like, yeah. It's like, he just showed up here. He just robbed a bank in our town and then showed up at my house while me hide him out. They're like, Mad Max. That was my gamer name, Mad Max. We heard it. Because my mic is on, right? My headphones on there. They can hear what's going on. we heard you talking to him. We couldn't hear what he's saying, but we heard you talking to him, telling him that no way he had to leave. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I said, I shut the door in his face, man. I said, he took off running across the poop field. I said, I don't know if he's going to make it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I hope them cops don't go out there. They better have hazmat. That's all I gotta say. You guys better have paramedics on standby right there. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm telling these guys, they're laughing because I'm telling it like I do, you know, and so we're laughing. We're getting another match going. We start playing. All of a sudden, I see movement in my camera again. So I don't stop playing though. I'm still playing. I'm looking at my camera, and it's not the bank robber. It's the police. I see him coming up, so I'm like, hold on, guys, cops are here. Pause it, jump up, headphones off, go to the door. I'm at the door before he even hits it. He's like, door opens, he swings through. No, it wasn't like that, but it was close. I got to the door, it's like, hello, officer. He said, have you seen anybody come running through here carrying a black bag, wearing all black? Oh, yeah, by the way, he was wearing a black Carhartt hooded Carhartt coat, and he did have a black duffel bag. I did forget to mention that earlier. I brought up the whole black and white colored thing because I was going to say he had a black coat on. But anyways, whatever. So he was in all black, black pants, black coat, had the black bag. Uh, yeah. so, so the cop says, "Did you see anyone come running through here and black bank got robbed?" I said, "I think I seen something." I said, "I was in here playing my video game." Now you guys got to remember, I got some friends on the headphones that can hear what I'm saying. So I can't just snitch this guy out. I'm not going to just outright snitch him out at all. But I was concerned about him crossing the poop field. So I told them cops, I said, well, it was one cop. I told that cop, I said, listen, I said, I was sitting here playing my game. I said, I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was a person. And I'm pretty sure it was in all black. I said, I don't know, my TV's black and white. I said, but it streaked down my driveway and looked like it ran straight into that field. The cop looks at me. He don't know about the poop field. He doesn't understand I'm talking about there are literally dangerous objects out there with little pointy needles on them carrying multiple diseases in this field. So he looks at me like I'm weird. He said, so you seen him run through that way? I was like, yeah, he ran right past my boat and my camper, and it looked like he ran straight up into the field. I said, but I didn't get up and look. I said, that's just what I could see on my security camera. He goes, all right, thank you, sir. And he leaves. I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy, right? Like, I can't believe that happened. So I go back over. What are the odds the cops knock on my door? You know what I mean? So I go sit back on the couch, get my headphones back on. I'm like, you guys hear that? They're like, oh, yeah, we heard that, man. Way to go. You didn't snitch him out. I was like, well, I didn't really lie neither. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, that's what I seen him do. I said, I'm pretty sure he went straight across the field. I said, I don't think he's hiding around here. I said, he ran straight past my stuff, and it looked like he went right in the field. They're like, well, they'll never catch him now. I'm like, I don't know. He could be man down out there like a pincushion, having seizures. I don't know. But they start looking, man. Cops show up. And I live at the end of like, I guess it'd kind of be like a Trailerhood cul-de-sac. You know what I mean? I'm at the end. So they just start loading up down there, and there's cops everywhere, man. They're all over the place. They're headed across this field. So I'm playing my game. I'm kind of ignoring it. I've turned my scanner down because now they're all talking a bunch of garbage, and it's all overlapping, and it's just being annoying. I'm just watching my screen because their cars are out there, so I'll know when they leave. I don't know, it takes them about an hour. They all pull off. They start pulling off. Then finally they're out of there. I'm playing my game. I see something on my screen again. And so I look, and I can see something crawling out of my boat. This dude was like a snake. His head come up, and he just kind of melted over the edge of the boat. He hit the ground. I jumped up. I didn't even say nothing to nobody. I jumped up, took my headphones off, ran to my door, because I thought he was coming back to my door for sure. I was ready for him this time. I opened my door. I said, hey, man, you better run. They're coming back. He looked at me. He said, man, I appreciate you not snitching me out. I was like, man, I thought you ran across the field. I said, you better run across the field because they're coming. Man, that guy didn't say another word. He just turned and split. And he went straight across the field. Man, I shut the door. I went back. I went back over, sat down on the couch, put my headphones back on. Man, I get my headphones on. Them guys can hear me laughing. They're laughing because they heard me tell them that he's got to run across the field because the cops are coming back. Cops ain't coming back. Nope. They're not coming back. They thought they searched the whole place. They ran right past him right out of the gate. He was hiding in my boat. Not one cop shined it, I guess. I don't know. They all ran right past it. He was laying in my boat, and this is just like a 12-footer, not a big boat. Cop cars are literally parked right in front of my boat. Lights going, no sirens, just lights. And he's just laying in there. like he does not exist. He became air. He's like, I'm air. He was invisible. So anyways, he takes off across the field. Well, the thing is, on the other side of this field, it's a newly developed subdivision. It has an 8-foot security fence. It has an 8-foot security fence that runs the whole thing from one end of the field all the way down past the airport. The whole thing's fenced off. So this guy's going to make it across the poop field. He's going to hit this fence. He's not going to be able to climb over the fence. This fence was put up to keep deer and things like other people, like from the Trailerhood. It was designed to keep animals and people out. Okay, so he's not getting over this fence. There's no way. So so what happens is they end up catching him at the end of the fence where it comes to the road, because he hits the fence and he's running down the fence and boom, he's at the road before he knows it. Cops are there, they see him, he's caught. They caught him. So if there's anything you learn from this story, the main thing is don't rob banks. But the second thing is don't expect some guy in the Trailerhood to help you get away after robbing a bank. I promise you, he's going to figure out some way to get like true entertainment out of it. Me and my buddies on PlayStation, we laughed about that for weeks. Oh man, that was great. I was going to stop playing Call of Duty. Let's go. No way. Anyways, that's a serious addiction all in itself. Let me tell you something. Between talking on the CB radio and PlayStation, I got to sleep about 2 hours before every shift. And I was working construction doing stucco, y'all. By the time Saturday come around, I was needing to sleep. But anyways, working my butt off. It was fun. And I'm pretty sure it's the only time I encountered a bank robber like that. I did encounter a bank robber when I was in high school. Okay, y'all, if you want to hear that story, you're going to have to wait a couple weeks. So, remember, no matter what's going on, if you need help, if you're feeling down, maybe you feel like, you're just by yourself. You're not. For one, there's like several 100,000 people that feel just like you. And then there's several 100,000 people out there wanting to help you. So all you got to do is pick up your phone. It's probably already in your hand. Maybe you're watching this video with it. And as soon as it's over, dial 988. And somebody on there will help you with whatever your problem is. And if you don't want to talk to a stranger like that, call one of your family members. Maybe somebody you haven't talked to in a long time. Give them a call. Maybe just talking to them. You don't have to tell them none of your problems. Just talk to them. And then maybe you'll feel comfortable enough, relaxed enough to let them know something's wrong and talk to them about it. And if you don't want to do that, you've got friends, get a hold of a friend. If you go to church, get a hold of somebody in the congregation, get a hold of your preacher. If you're in school, go talk to a teacher, talk to a counselor, talk to your principal. No matter what, you're not alone. No matter what, you're not by yourself. But you have to get up or reach out and grab your phone or a shoulder. Get a hold of somebody. If you want, you can do what I do. I feel guilty about putting it on anyone else. I don't want other persons, humans, feeling my burdens. So I give them to God. That's what Jesus did for me. Okay? He made it possible for me to hand that over to God. Talk to Him about it. Just give it to Him. And He'll take care of it. Somehow, some way, it always ends up better. That might not work for you. That's fine. There's tons of other ways for you to get help. Main point is, don't give up. God loves you. I love you. God bless everybody out there. Peace.